All right, I'm going to try to cover a short message here, video regarding Frank Turek and a snippet that was, I think it was downloaded to either YouTube or Instagram really quickly. And I have to mention that this is part probably of a way larger segment interview where someone asks Frank Turek if if it's a sin, if homosexuality is a sin. And so this is how Frank Turek responds.
Okay, then what do you believe the Bible says?
Homosexual behavior is a sin, not homosexual feelings. We all have attractions we ought not act on, right? There's a difference between attractions and actions. I have attractions I ought not act on. So
to be attracted to someone of the same sex, if you act on that, it's a sin.
That's what the Bible says. That's what Jesus says. You say, well, Jesus never talked about homosexuality. No, he talked about all sexual immorality, because whenever he used the phrase sexual immorality, that meant any sexual activity outside of the marriage of a man and a woman. Fornication, adultery, homosexuality, bestiality, rape, incest, whatever it is.
Do you find homosexuality to be a sin?
Doesn't matter what I find.
Okay, then what do you believe the Bible says?
Homosexual behavior is a sin, not homosexual feelings.
Okay, there you go. Okay, so he just said homosexual, and the reason why I feel I have to answer this is because this is a very bad teaching, and even though this is a snippet of more than likely a larger program or video that is produced by Frank Turek, just based on what he said there, it needs response, because number one, in Matthew 5:28, it talks about the lust in the heart, and he, in this video, in this clip, he lumped all type of fornications, all type of lusts, whether it be heterosexual or homosexual. He basically stated that that it's a sin, right? So under the same context, you would also say Matthew 5:28, lust in the heart, any kind of lust in the heart, if you have that, that is sin. So obviously, something that the Bible goes on to say that is unnatural, which goes to say that homosexuality is unnatural. How much worse, how much more of a sin would that be? Okay, the Bible talks about the natural man, or rather the person going from being now a new creation. The Bible talks about helping us grow in loving the things of God and hating the things of the world, the separation. The whole idea of sanctification is the separation from sin. So there's no such thing as somebody walking the earth with sinful thoughts, sinful fantasies and lusts, and still being a Christian. That goes opposite to a holy life, to a sanctified life. In Matthew 15:19 through 20, we see that there's sin in the heart. And in Ezekiel 36:26, it says that God will give us a new heart and put a new spirit within us, right? It's talking about the renewed man, right? So I mean, I can get further into this, and I'm more than likely going to do a podcast on this. God is said to judge our thoughts, words, and deeds, right? And Matthew 5:28 speaks about the sinful thoughts as making someone an adulterer. So how much more would an evil thoughts of an unnatural deeds be sinful as well? Ezekiel 23:16 talks about thoughts initiating in physical sin, right? James chapter 4 talks about how our lusts lead us to commit sin. So we can't have those lustful thoughts in us. We have to get to the point where we're no longer dealing with those lustful feelings, because if we continue if we're teaching that we can't get past those desires, then what we're doing is we're teaching that we're born this way. Okay, that we can't be sanctified of those thoughts. All right, and in First Corinthians chapter 6, it talks about that we were those things, but now we're washed, we're sanctified. So it's by sanctification, by way of sanctification, that we have become brand new, that we have put these things, these deeds away. That's why the Bible talks about renewing the mind, having the mind of Christ. You see, you can't go on the earth. I can't go around being an adulterer in mind. God says that if you have those thoughts in your heart, that you are those things at heart. Okay, there are people that come out of jail and they have a proclivity to rob banks. If they continue thinking it's okay to have the proclivity or the thoughts, the lust, whether it be anger, whether it be sexual in nature, whether it be greed or power, for hungry for power, lust of power. If we don't give up those things, then we truly are not regenerate. Because being regenerate is having confessed that we recognize that these things are wrong. Having recognized that these things are wrong means that we're not excusing the thoughts that actually take us to those sins. Okay? So
Anchor.fm/DRU News 365.